If you are an NBA fan or a fan of sports in general, you should know that every year there are a couple of teams that play much better than their preseason predictions, by a pretty wide margin. And if you've been following the NBA the last few years, a couple of teams come to mind. Last year, the Phoenix Suns were the biggest surprise after missing the playoffs the year prior. The Suns tore through the NBA, finishing with the second best record. In the playoffs, they took down the defending champs, swept the Denver Nuggets, and beat the on-fire Clippers to advance to the NBA Finals, only 1 year after missing the playoffs. And they're still a top team in the NBA today. This year, though, a couple of teams come to mind when discussing the biggest surprise. You could say the Charlotte Hornets, who have a chance to make the playoffs with LaMelo Ball and his first All-Star appearance, or the Grizzlies with Ja Morant and the rest of his young team, who have one of the best records in the Western Conference. But the team that people are most talking about this year are the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs have shocked the NBA world as they went from an abysmal 22-50 record last season to already having more wins halfway through this year than all of last year, and are currently sitting at third place in the Eastern Conference with high hopes that they will win the East. And they're really, really good. In a game against the Pacers, the Cavs went on a 19-0 run to take control of the game, all in about 3 minutes. But it seems like this sudden surge in play just came out of nowhere. And it pretty much did. The Cavs really had nothing to write home about last season, besides strong play from third-year point guard Colin Sexton. But fast forward to this year, and they're one of the best teams in the East. After the Cavs traded for Jared Allen and Lauri Markkanen, along with drafting Evan Mobley, there were a lot of confused people in Cleveland as to what the Cavs were doing, acquiring big man after big man. But with leadership from players like Ricky Rubio and Kevin Love, and the play of Darius Garland, and the new added talent, everything seemed to connect, and they all exploded onto the scene within a matter of weeks. The reason behind this sudden success can be attributed to two major factors. Their young big three, consisting of Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley. All three players are under the age of 25 and are playing at an all-star level halfway through this season.
That's been a real key for them because clearly Garland and Allen and Mobley have become the guys who are kind of at the centerpiece of this project right now. And the way that they have played, the way they've grown together, they're pretty clearly ready to compete at a high NBA level. And they're all young. So the fact that they're all young and they're all contractually bound to the Cavaliers for a period of time, I think it really sets them up for a really nice run. And they've clearly been the key guys in what's been going on this year.
The first part of the Cavs' big three is the leader and point guard Darius Garland. Only being 21 years of age, Darius Garland is putting up all-star numbers this year. Averaging 20 points per game, along with 8 assists. He's also averaging 92% from the free throw line, which is among the best in the entire NBA.
Mobley comes up, provides a screen, rejected. Oh, my word! Garland to Allen! Sensational!
Darius Garland isn't the only one putting up all-star numbers this year. Jared Allen is also having a great year, averaging 16 points a game, along with 11 rebounds, which is 10th in the NBA. While the majority of Jared Allen's production is catching lobs from Darius Garland, he's also extremely effective on the defensive end, standing up to anybody that comes in the paint.
Mobley shot clock winding down, back to Allen! Allen thunders it home on top!
And last, but certainly not least, is the rookie phenom Evan Mobley, who is averaging the most rebounds at 8.3 and most blocks per game among rookies at 1.6. His ability to guard all 5 positions and move his feet makes him one of the best defenders this year. He has ranked number 2 in contested shots this season at 601. Mobley also has the ability to get into the post and make jump shots when needed, which is one of the reasons why he is the front runner for Rookie of the Year.
Williams with the block. Tatum's on the run. Tatum through Valentine. Oh, mercy! What a block by Mobley!
And the second and equally important part to their success is their team defense.
But defense has really been the key to the whole thing. And I think the biggest part of that has been the big guys inside with Mobley and with Jarrett Allen. Jarrett was already pretty good, and now you get Mobley with him, and he's pretty good. So it allows the guards, who are a little smaller, to make a mistake here and there, because if somebody gets past the guard, there's Evan Mobley. And if Mobley doesn't block their shot or make them take a tough shot, Allen's right there with them. So it's really difficult for other teams to get shots inside against the Cavaliers. So if the Cavs can force them out on the floor and then contest those shots, their defense has really been pretty good. And they've been number one for a good portion of the season in limiting teams in their points per game. So if you can play defense, you can win in the playoffs. And that's something I think we should all look forward to.
Here's why the Cavaliers are a very good defensive team. Lauri Markkanen was able to stay with Doncic until they switched, and since they play with so many big men, they didn't have to worry about a size difference off the switch. Jarrett Allen's able to move his feet and stay with Doncic, forcing him into a tough shot. Here's a perfect example of what Jeff Phelps was talking about. The Cavs play good enough defense for Doncic to kick the ball out. Mobley's length makes him throw the ball higher than he wants, and Garland's able to contest the shot. Lastly, here's Lauri Markkanen being able to move his feet again, waiting until the help comes, and Okoro is able to block his shot out of bounds.
The Cavs appear to be ready to make a run for the playoffs. The Eastern Conference really crowded right now. So if a team gets hot, they've got a great chance of sticking in. I think they have a great chance, but all of the teams in the Eastern Conference are going to have to play well to make the playoffs.